where your brother's telling me that he had thoughts of ending his life here in this world.
How do you know this? That is so insane. Like,
Listen,
yeah,
I don't know what to tell you. I didn't get a TV show by being wrong. Let me tell you that right now. Ginger, did you lose your boyfriend? Was there a boyfriend or significant other that was lost?
It was my brother, actually.
Okay.
About 8 years ago.
Oh my God. That soul was right behind you. And I saw him with his arms right behind you when I was connecting.
Oh my God.
He was saying to me, sorry, I thought this was your boyfriend, because you can understand, I don't know who these souls are. And all
Yes.
the cameras help me out, because when I see you, I see your loved ones, and he's right there, and he's right behind you when I'm connecting. And
Oh my God.
he's in this crazy hairdo in heaven when I'm connecting with him.
No way.
He used to be crazy here in this world when I'm speaking to him.
Yes,
He shows me, like, when I'm connecting with him, almost like he was a punk rocker here in this world.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes, you're so right.
You mean I'm
How
so
do you
right?
know?
Wait, do you think you were coming to a dance? I'm telling you, I see your loved ones. He's there right behind. He had like this crazy, like, it looks like the spiked hair when I'm connecting with him, because his hair's like all weird.
Yes.
Then he's showing me he's got like the leather jacket on, and he's showing me that he's like all dressed up when I'm connecting with him. And he's like telling me, he goes, Matt, he goes, you know what? Where are you from, by the way?
Boston, Massachusetts.
You're never gonna believe what I gotta tell you. I didn't know why he was showing me this, because your loved one's speaking a different language. He kept saying to me, Matt, I know you. And I'm saying to him in my head, I go, there's no effing way you know me. There's no way you know me. And you know what he just said to me? Oh my God, I get the chills. This is so weird.
I know.
This is what people say to me. They go, Matt, why do you get freaked out during your readings? Because I never know what they're gonna say. Your brother's telling me he used to listen to me on the radio.
Oh my God.
You tell me if I'm wrong. He tells me he used to listen to WAAF.
No. Okay, that sounds really familiar. And yes, I think he did. Oh my God.
He's telling me when I was on this radio station, WAAF, 8 years ago, okay? And your brother's telling me, he goes, I know you. I'm saying to your brother, I'm looking at him on the other side. I go, there's no effing way you know me. And your brother goes, I used to listen to you. And you know what he's telling me? This is weird. I never had like a spirit come through with a message for me. He's talking to me like, literally, he's my loved one. He goes, Matt, I never believed in the other side until I used to listen to you on the radio. He says, and what's so weird, he says, is that I led my sister to come and find you. I don't know what that means.
I know what it means. Because I asked him to help me seek out people that actually might be able to help me communicate with him. And I don't know which one. So I found you like randomly too. It was like on YouTube. And I was like, he's got to be one that my brother was telling me to find. So now I'm like, oh my God, like, because I tried to tell him to lead me into places where we can like communicate, and
that's crazy. There you go. Your brother heard your prayer, because he says to me, Matt, he goes, he says, when I was alive, now, if I were to die, God forbid, he says, there was only one person that I would go to, and it was you. And I'm like, oh. So know that first of all, this is his way of acknowledging and letting you know on the other side that he's a part of you. And your brother, first of all, is your guardian angel with you every day. Because first of all, he tells me that he reaches you all the time with music, that you hear music that reminds you.
Yes, I do. Yes. Oh my God.
And that's my sign to her. And more importantly, he wants to thank you for starting the day and speaking to him. Because he tells me that you get out of bed and you'll have little conversations with your brother and you'll talk to him. And he says, please let her know that I hear her.
Oh, wow.
The hardest thing, and this is what he's going to talk about, is that he tells me that here in this world, he felt so misunderstood.
Yeah.
And he's bringing this through. Because right away when I'm connecting with your brother, he just whispered in my ear and he told me anxiety. He tells me he had anxiety here in the physical.
Yes, he did.
And he tells me, Matt, it had gotten really, really bad. To the point where your brother's telling me that he had thoughts of ending his life here in this world.
How do you know this? That is so insane. Like,
listen, I don't know what to tell you. I didn't get a TV show by being wrong. Let me tell you that right now.
You are crazy, right? Because I found his journals, and in his journals, he was talking about ending his life. And that was something that I didn't know he was that deeply into until after he passed, when I found his journals, and in it, he talked about it. And I just didn't know. Like, I mean, I know he talked to me about stuff, but wow, that is what you just said. That totally validates it for me, because wow, that's amazing.
It's not something that I want to tell you or talk about, but it's something that he's telling me, because he said, my sister deserves to know the truth. And you need, you deserve to know that before your brother had died, he tells me that he tried really hard to stay in this world.
Yes, yes, he did.
When I'm connecting with him, that he actually had seen a doctor at one point, because I'm seeing him seeing a doctor.
Yes, he did.
He's telling me that he tried medications when I'm connecting with him. He tells me that he did share these thoughts with the doctor. He shows me that, I want to say, because I'm seeing visions of 2 different prescriptions. So he's showing me that they changed prescriptions for him.
Wow.
And he's saying to me, Matt, he goes, I did all of this. He says, because I didn't want to leave this world. I got very scared of my thoughts. He says, because there were times when I went into panic attacks. He says, and I was so close to ending my life.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But he says to me, Matt, he goes, one day, he says, I was pushed too far. He tells me that he had a week long, he tells me he keeps telling me it was a whole week of panic attacks and anxiety and pain and all of these things. He says, and Matt, he goes, I couldn't sit still. He goes, I was up all the time. I couldn't sleep. He tells me about all these crazy things that had happened. And then he shows me that he caused his passing here in this world.
Yes, yes, he did.
And I take full responsibility, even though he tells me that he was not in his right frame of mind and that he did not know what he was actually doing. And you need to know that.
Oh God, thank you. Oh, thank you, Matt. Seriously.
But he, you know one thing, I have a message for you, and you're not going to like what I have to say, but I got to tell you because it's going to be hard. He tells me he wants you to make up with your family.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely need to do that. Yeah.
No, listen, you definitely do, because he's telling me about the fact that he wants you to be close to them. He says, Matt, he says, that's the one thing that I wish that I would have done differently here in this world. He says, and I feel like my passing caused this void and this separation with everybody.
Yes, it did. It absolutely really did. That is so true. It did. Everybody argued when he died, and everybody separated. Everybody just got so upset and was blaming each other, and no one was taking responsibility in it. So I did. I had to, obviously, and it just felt like no one would help me. So they just kind of all left me to deal with my brother's death alone, and it felt like it was the worst, just the worst day of my life. So thank you so much for this. Really.
Don't thank me, thank your brother, because he got you.
Bruce.
He did the hard part. He got you here. I just give you.
Yes, he did.
This is his way of letting you know that, listen, he doesn't want your heart to keep searching for him. He wants you to continue living your life, because he says to me that every single day that's gone by, you've been trying for these 8 years to get in touch with him. And you said, I can't go on. You feel like you can't get married. You feel like you can't open up the next chapter. You can't feel like you can do all these things without hearing from your brother.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
He said to me, listen, Matt, he goes, you need to tell her, this is my message to her, to let her know that I'm not leaving her. He says, but she needs to get back control of her life. Your brother wants you to talk to your family, to reach out to them.
I will.
He doesn't want everyone to be separated. And he wants you to know that without a doubt, he's there.
Absolutely.
He says, so thank you for being my best friend. He says, thank you for loving me. He says, I could always turn to you. He says, and now that I'm in spirit, he goes, I want you to know that you can always turn to me, because he's acknowledging that.
Absolutely. He was my best friend. He was.
I'm going to leave you with that, and I really hope that this helped you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much, Matt. Mwah.